What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Reactive Network today. React. The purpose of this video is to give, hopefully, accurate price predictions and analysis on the price here. There's some interesting prospects to have, and I think there's also something to be aware of that we need to go over as far as a bearish chart pattern. There actually is a bearish chart pattern here that could send the price lower before we go higher. At the end of the day, and again, before we really get started, I just want to say, if we go lower, who cares? It's going to go up higher. It's going to see new all-time highs, all that. I very much believe this project has more to go. And I want to give a shout out real quick to MYC ODD app. They talk about Reactive Network all the time. I've been following them for a little while. I think they follow me on YouTube too. I'm not sure, but shout out to these guys, or shout out to this guy, and for talking about Reactive Network all the time. And then Economic Ninja as well. This post was at the very top of my list here, and I was like, what coin should I talk about? And I saw this, I'm like, Reactive, that's a good one to talk about. He hasn't made a video yet on Reactive Network, and typically when if you guys don't know, Economic Ninja, when he drops a video, things tend to pump, so just be aware of that, right? This is pre-video from the Ninja. We could see some spectacular growth in a short amount of time, but before we get into the bullish expectations, I do want to go over this one bearish scenario, okay? And again, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't, but there is a thing called a bearish three drives pattern, okay? If we look at this, we type in bearish three drives, or three drives bearish pattern, something like, I'm pretty sure, I forget what it's called, but I think it's bearish three drives. And it looks like this, right? Three drives pattern. We go to images. Let's go to images. Yeah, it looks like this. It can be a bullish three drives, it can be a bearish three drives, but typically what you get here, and if we click on this, if we blow it up a little bit, it should be, everybody kind of gives it differently, but from my experience, and I've been doing this for 10 years as far as Fibonacci retracements go, you can't really see it, it's blurry, but it says 1272 to the 1618. That's accurate. That's actually accurate. It is typically between those levels. But what happens is you get three drives, right? So this is your first drive, one drive here, two drives, three drives. And it's somewhat confusing because you only measure two drives really to get this, but it's three drives, once, twice, three times, right? It's a bearish three drives pattern. Okay, look at that. Look at how it looks right there. The way that you determine that something's a bearish three drives pattern is you take the high here to the low on the first significant pivot, and boom, you hit the 1272 on the dot. Typically, it is the 1272, but what this guy said, I'm glad that he gives a range. It's 1272 to the 1618. Some people say it's just the 1618 or it's just the 1272. It's just the 1414. Really, I think it's any fib extension as long as it's symmetrical. So like if you're stopping here between the 1272 and the 1414, this next one should stop between the 1272 and the 1414 as well. And from a high point here to a low point here, it does. It does, actually. So it does. So unfortunately, for the reactive network people, this is, and I want to say, it's a very serious pattern, actually. It's a very serious bearish pattern. It's what we call a harmonic pattern, right? And it typically does promote decay. Typically, you would come back down to the base of this pattern or even lower. So I just want to say here at 10.5 cents, as bullish as this thing is, it's completely possible that we could drop down to 5 cents from here. Understand that, right? And that doesn't mean that this thing's dead in the water. It's very common to see 50 to 60% drops even in the midst of bullish moves. We can see it happen. I mean, hell, we take a high to low here. You already dropped 50% once. You've seen that happen here. I'm just talking about that same exact thing happening as a possibility. Doesn't mean that we go all the way to 5 cents. Maybe we go to 7 cents. It's a possibility. But we're going to look at the indicators beyond just this pattern. Beyond just this pattern, I want to look at some other indicators and see if we can determine if we are in fact moving down or higher. We look at this symmetrical triangle here, higher lows and lower highs. We have broken out of this to the downside. That's not a good testament to strength. It's more of a good testament to breaking out to the downside, but we'll see. We'll see, man. Let's look at this on the 1 hour time frame, and then we'll zoom out from there. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, and actually, can we use something with volume on it? Can we do that? What I like about this, what I can say is you're not listed on any major exchanges. I mean, KuCoin's a pretty major exchange. That's the biggest one, but you're not listed on like Binance or Coinbase or Kraken or Robinhood or anything. You know, you're not listed on a really big exchange, so you've got room to be acquired, which is nice, right? Reactive Network here on KuCoin. Not a whole lot of volume coming in, but that's okay. That's okay. RSI does look productive. You're at a point to reject in all fairness. So Stochastics look bullish and the MACD looks bullish too. But you are at a point to reject here. Let's look at the high to low, relatively speaking, and just see what we're doing. High to low. You probably go higher. Yeah, you're not at a point to reject here. I think you probably do go to like 10.6 cents. You're at 10.5 cents, maybe even all the way to 10.8 or 11 cents. and then you come down. That's the expectation here. 4-hour time frame. Oversold zone, bouncing off the oversold zone twice. That's actually kind of nice there. What I don't like is you have a higher high here in the RSI with a lower high here. That's not nice. I don't like that at all. Stochastics are overbought. Again, higher highs here, lower highs there. That's not good. And the MACD. Yeah, and you can see here the clear breakout, right? Like the clear break of that trend there. You just broke out of it to the downside. It looks good, but it's not good enough. And really you're at points, I think, to reject rather than to continue. You might go up a little bit more. Again, 10.8, maybe 11 cents. Maybe. But then you likely come back down. That'd be my thoughts. I like that 11 cent zone as a point of resistance. I really do. You probably push up to 11 cents and then reject from there. Daily time frame, looking at this. The daily RSI is immaculate. It's very bullish, right? The short-term stuff's a little shaky. It looks bullish, but it's on like shaky grounds to come back down. The daily RSI is immaculate, right? You're not even really getting below the 40 at all. Getting overbought consistently, not getting overbought really at all. Living above the 50 predominantly. We love to see it. It's bullish behavior. Stochastics bouncing right off the oversold zone. That's also bullish. The MACD showing some bearishness here, but you're bullish overall because the oscillators here are above the zero. And if you notice, you actually bounced here right at the zero, just below the zero, scooping the zero there. You're a little bit of ways away, and this agrees with what I'm saying, that you probably have lower prices to go, but you might not have as lower prices to go as what I'm thinking. I want to look, let's go on the pattern site real quick. I want to see what what's the word I'm looking for? The measure moves of this pattern would be by a formal definition. Would Elliott wave pattern be what we're looking for? Let's just look up chart patterns and then we'll see. Okay, it might be Elliott wave, but I think it'd just be chart patterns. Let's look up server connection failed. Whoa, buddy, that's not good. I live out in the country. Oh, I know why. I know why it is. Why does this keep happening? I know what it is here. We're going to fix that problem real quick. Things should actually be moving faster now. Let's try it again. Here we go. There we go. Yeah. It's because of my VPN. That's why. But it's probably also because of the low internet. Bearish 3 drives, right? B. Where's B? A, B. Bearish 2-step? Huh? What's a bearish 2-step? Nope, definitely not that. 3 drives. Nope, nothing there. HI333. 3 peaks and spike. Maybe. 3 bar, 3 bear, 3 falling peaks. Might it be this? But to the bullish effect, no. Interesting. That's different. No, that's not what I thought it was. I thought that he had it on here, but maybe not. Maybe it's on Elliott wave. Let me just check this one more time. I'm not trying to spend too much time on here. Nope. Nope, nope. Anyways, reactive network. I don't know what the measure move would be for this if it were a 3 bearish drives pattern. But if it were a 3 bearish drives, I would assume that we probably get some kind of retracement from this low to high here. So from a low point here to a high point here, the expectation then might be that we go to either the 236, which we've already interacted with, but we rejected the 069. The expectation might be that we go to the 382 to the golden ratio, which lines up well with about 6.5 cents to 3.9 cents. Now I will say already, I highly doubt that you go down to 3.9 cents, but something that's above, well above 5 cents right here at 6.5 cents, I could get on board with that. I can see that happening. Not only that, it's your 382 first and foremost, but it's also an area that you found support at before. It's an area that you found some turbulence at here as well. You found support at before back here. It might make a lot of sense that before reactive network continues to grow, that you decay first, that you might see more loss. And that's okay. You moved up a lot, man. I mean, you moved up from June to your highs in October this month. You saw an 8x, a very tenacious 8x. It just kept going, man. You didn't really have to think about anything. You just had to buy. Even if you bought the high, it didn't matter because you kept seeing growth. But now we're probably going to cool off with this 3 bearish drives pattern, right? You tipped areas that you found resistance at before, your like all-time high areas. It might make sense that you do. My thoughts here are that we probably do pull back down to this area here, consolidate, and then whenever you come up, you're going to get ready to really rally. If I'm wrong, are there any signs? If I'm wrong, then it wouldn't take much to prove me wrong, actually. Get a day to close above here. If you're here at 10.56 cents now, if you close a day at 12.3 cents or higher, you will likely, you prove me wrong. I'm wrong at that point, okay? Again, this is coming from the guy that was calling for a breakout at the top, okay? Now I'm calling for us to go lower here, so hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully my losing streak stays put and doesn't go anywhere. I do like where we're finding support here. I just don't think that it's good enough, and I'm very curious. The short-term stuff, the 1 hour and the 4 hour with the hidden bearish divergence, it just makes me think really this is just a moment before we go lower. So again, the expectation there, and I think the safest expectation to make would be that in the short term, reactive probably goes down to about 6.5 cents, probably. And then afterwards it continues to grow. And when we grow from a high here to a low here, let's just see if you're respecting this. You are respecting this. We would anticipate that you see something at about 20 cents and then beyond. Once you break above 20 cents, you're likely not stopping until you see a 56-cent price or higher, okay? Let me say that again. Once you break above 20 cents, you likely don't stop until you see 56 cents or higher. 56 cents to $1.44, okay? From the current price, come on now, that is about a 5 to a 13x, almost a 14x. Massive potential. If it goes to where I think it's going to go, that turns it into 22x to 8x potential at a minimum, right? It's almost a 9x actually. Crazy, crazy stuff. If it goes down where I think it's going to go. I will say this, looking at this fib, you're not making it easy for me, Reactive. You're definitely not making it easy for me. Looking at this fib here, we are finding support right now at the golden ratio, which after hitting the 786 like this, it's actually a very productive thing that you're doing. You look very productive here. Again, it wouldn't take much to prove me wrong. All you got to do is get a day to close above 12.3 cents. You get one day to close above there, and I'm wrong. Until then, I maintain the stance that we probably do go somewhere around 7 to 6.5 cents. That's my expectation. When it is time to move up, which probably by the end of November, we will see 56 cents to $1.44, somewhere in that range by the end of November. I don't have anything else that I want to say. I think I've said it all. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Again, one last shout out to MYC ODD app, MYC Network, and also shout out to Economic Ninja. Looking forward to your Reactive Network video. Everybody should watch that. Take care, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Hopefully I'm wrong. Or actually, really though, hopefully I'm right. Because if you want to buy this thing, wouldn't you rather buy it at half the price or like 30% off, 40% off? Wouldn't you rather buy it down there? Imagine you could have bought it down there. Wouldn't you want that opportunity before it goes higher? I think we're going to get that opportunity, but time will tell. Take care. See you on the next one. Bye-bye. And I want to be clear, actually, one more time. I'm not bearish on Reactive. Whenever I make videos like this, people think that I'm bearish or that I hate a project. I know you don't like this project, C-Zar. No, I do like this project. I think that it's an interesting project. I think it's got a lot of interesting things going for it. But can you move down, find a higher low, even within this range? Yes, you can. Can you move down outside of this range and find a higher low? Yes, you can. It doesn't have to be, and that's okay, right? Momentary bearishness does not absolve me of my bullishness. There's a lot of bullishness to be had, and with how low of a market cap this thing has, being at $41-42 million, I mean, you have immense potential. You can see a multi-100x with this thing by the end of the cycle. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if you saw a multi-100x with this thing by the end of the cycle. Okay, it's got a lot of potential. It's just, is it the best time to buy right now? All I'm saying is no. All I'm saying is maybe over the next couple of weeks we move down, and then in the early parts of November we move up. It's not that big of a deal. Take care. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.